Hey guys, welcome on in to Canceled Cameos and Storylines in the MCU Part 2. In my last version of this video, we discussed the Infinity Saga, so in this version, we're going to be discussing the Multiverse Saga, specifically 2021 projects, because if we did the whole Multiverse Saga, then we'd be here forever. Make sure to like and subscribe because it would legitimately make my day. WandaVision. WandaVision originally had an additional episode that had to be cut due to COVID-related issues. This episode would have been about Monica and Darcy trying to find Wanda because Agatha took her in her little coven of chaos. This canceled episode would have also featured Monica discovering her new powers. It would have also concluded Darcy's character arc for the show in some sort of way, which is why you don't see much more of Darcy in the finale, as they had to add that quick scene in at the last moment. Fake Pietro and White Vision were also set to appear in this episode and be antagonists throughout the whole thing. A couple scenes were actually filmed and were used as post-credit scenes in episodes 7 and 8 of the show. Fact 2. Doctor Strange was going to have a cameo in this series at some point or another, and it would have been revealed that he had something to do with those commercial breaks throughout the series. This was cancelled due to COVID-related issues. Also, I might add that Mephisto was never planned at any point of the show. I did my research, so no, that was never a thing. Do not comment that Mephisto was cut because they never had him at any point. That was just speculation and fan theories. Yeah. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yelena was going to have a cameo in the series, Yelena Belova, but it got canned because Marvel wanted to save her introduction for the Black Widow movie. It's rumored that Marvel may reuse this deleted scene for a future Marvel movie or series. We don't know what role she would have played, but it would have simply just been a cameo. Loki. An additional episode of Loki was cut that would have featured Loki going to different timelines and exploring the multiverse. He would have eventually found a universe where he rules Asgard and he decides to stay there. He would have also gone to different universes and had fun, if you know what I mean, with boys and girls and aliens. Yeah. He even turns into Thor into a frog at one point in this episode, and Chris Hemsworth even came back to voice the role. This was ultimately cut because of COVID-related issues. Here's the scene of the frog Thor.
Damn. You turned me into a frog!
In the final episode of Loki, He Who Remains was actually going to be a variant of Loki. The writers and directors decided against it because they thought adding Kang made more sense, which it does, but at the same time, Loki ruling the TVA the entire time would have been a huge plot twist. And casual fans, I can tell, like my dad, he watched this and was confused. He was like, who is this Kang guy? Because Kang had nothing to do. We'd never seen him previously. So I think my dad would have been much more excited if he saw more shock value if he saw Loki ruling it the entire time instead of Kang. You gotta think of the casual fans rather than the hardcore Marvel fans. So honestly, that would have been a better idea in my opinion. Black Widow. There's an alternative script of this film that would have been about Black Widow stopping Y2K. For those who don't know, Y2K is a real life event theory, whatever you want to call it, that when the year 1999 ended, all computers and nuke codes would go into fail-safe mode and explode because they couldn't handle the coding in the system 2000. Everyone at the time believed that this world would go into panic because of this. Obviously, this never happened and the whole thing was speculation. But I guess in the MCU, Y2K would have been real and Black Widow would have had to stop the nukes from launching or something. This was all cut because Marvel wanted to introduce Yelena and Red Guardian so that they could appear in future movies and carry on Natasha's legacy. Although they couldn't be introduced in this script because it took place in the year 1990 and it would have been out of place if we didn't see their characters for 25 more movies and 30 years in the MCU timeline. Our second fact is that Tony Stark was actually going to make an appearance in this film, but not in the way you think. The original opening scene of Black Widow was going to be one of the last scenes of Civil War where Natasha and Tony argue with each other. Marvel was going to reuse this exact scene for the opening of Black Widow in order to show audiences that this film took place right after Captain America Civil War. Robert Downey Jr. was not going to come back for any additional scenes because obviously they reused the scene from Civil War. No word on why this was cut, but it would have been unnecessary in my opinion, so good thing they did can it. What If? The original idea for What If was to have all the episodes have different unique animation styles similar to how Disney made Star Wars Visions. This was canned because Marvel decided that they wanted the finale of What If to be about all the heroes from the previous episodes coming together, so obviously the different animations of each character coming together would have been weird and not have worked. Second fact is that there was a canceled episode of the Avengers existing in the dinosaur period. It was canned for being too stupid according to Kevin Feige. It's really weird how he shut that idea down but was perfectly fine with this. Shang-Chi. There is a canned concept art of Deadpool fighting Proxima Midnight during the battle arena fight scene of the film. This was cancelled due to obvious continuity reasons. One, Proxima Midnight died, twice actually.
$2, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice, right?
And two, how the hell did Deadpool end up in Earth 616? Yeah, it's a good thing that they canned that. Hawkeye. A flashback sequence of Clint Barton's mom gaslighting Clint into shooting a man while robbing a gas station was cut from the show, and she would have also abandoned him at a circus or something. Yeah. No word on why this was cut, but my guess is time constraints or maybe it was too violent. Eternals. Dane Whitman was going to suit up as Black Knight in the film. No, not that Black Knight, the Marvel one, and help the Eternals fight Icarus in the third act of the film. This was canned due to too many characters already being introduced in this movie. I really hope we get to see Black Knight soon because that was one of the better parts of Eternals, even though I like Eternals, I personally like it. Our second fact is that Blade was supposed to appear in the end credit scene of Eternals. Yes, he is technically in it because the director of Eternals, Chloe Zhao, did confirm that Blade's voice was talking to Whitman in that final scene of Eternals, but Mahershala Ali, sorry to pronounce that wrong, was actually going to appear as Blade in full form. This was cut due to scheduling conflicts with the actor at the time. They couldn't really, Mahershala Ali, sorry I pronounced that wrong, he couldn't come back for a simple cameo. Yeah, that doesn't make sense there. Spider-Man No Way Home. I have an entire video talking about canceled cameos and storylines in this specific film, link in the description below, but if interested, here are a few things I missed from that video. One is that the box that Doctor Strange creates in order to send all the multiversal villains home was actually going to be the Darkhold instead. No word on why this prop was cut from the film, but they probably wanted to save that storyline for the Multiverse of Madness movie. Our second fact is that Marvel Studios toyed with the idea of giving Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, a cameo in this movie in order to advertise Multiverse of Madness. Unfortunately, they couldn't find a way to put her in it without being forced. Marvel also wanted this to happen because in late 2020, Marvel Studios told audiences to treat WandaVision, Spider-Man No Way Home, and Multiverse of Madness as sort of a trilogy, so putting Wanda in No Way Home would have better enhanced this trilogy idea connection. That idea kind of fell through because if you watch all three of those, yeah, they add up a little bit, but no, not really. It probably would have been forced, her cameo, so I can't say that this was going to be a good idea. That concludes our video for today. Like I said, I only talked about 2021 projects. Hopefully this video blows up like the last one, hopefully. Then I'll make a 2022 version where we talk about Thor, Love and Thunder, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good one.